person must decide to develop their own potential. The path will always be there for those who decide to travel it. Where you are today is exactly where your thoughts and beliefs have led you. We are all expressing our own unique expression of who we are. We are sending and receiving signals, energy constantly. That is why life is a prayer. We are constantly praying when thinking, speaking, and experiencing emotions. Hoichka! I'm Yellow Hand Spirit Woman. My given name is Leilani Krauser. I've been a practicing shaman for over 30 years. At this point in my life, I have a strong desire to be of service to humanity by sharing my indigenous and gained wisdom as a healer and seer to assist and offer tools to each and every one of you. In order for me to continue sharing my knowledge, your support is vital. Please like, subscribe, and share, as this is exactly what this channel needs to grow. Prior to colonization, Indigenous people knew who they were and where they belonged within their community. There was no need to pretend to be something you weren't because you were accepted exactly as you were. Everyone held a place at the table. A two-spirited person was seen as a wise person because they held both the masculine and the feminine with themselves. Therefore, they were seen as wise and capable of seeing more than others.
The human beings don't require a boy to be a warrior if he ain't got the temperament for it. And Little Horse didn't. If he wanted to stay behind with the women, that was all right with the human beings.
Little big man.
It was Little Horse, the boy who didn't want to fight the pony.
Don't you remember me? This hurts me in my heart. I think I'll cry.
He'd become a Himane, for which there ain't no English word. And he was a good un, too. Human beings thought a lot of him.
Contraries rode into battle, riding their horse backwards with a broken arrow. They bathed in dirt and walked backwards. Their complete trust in the Creator, that no harm would come to them, was their magic. Their contrary ways assisted their community to see experiences from all perspectives.
Hello, Younger Bear.
Goodbye. You see, Younger Bear had become a contrary, the most dangerous of all Cheyenne warriors. Except for battle, a contrary does everything backwards. He says goodbye when he means hello, yes when he means no, walks through bushes instead of on trails, and washes with dirt and dries with water and so forth.
There was no judgment in who you intrinsically were. But these times have passed, and today we are working on returning to who we authentically are. The term the Matrix is commonly understood as our programming and indoctrination into society that has moved us far from who we truly are. The Matrix has been called other names in the past. Carlos Castaneda started writing about the illusion in 1968. He called it living in a false dream, or Maya. Maya is defined as a cosmic illusion. Maya is the power in creation by which limitations and divisions seem to exist in the oneness that is true reality. By extension, it later came to mean the powerful force that creates the cosmic illusion that the phenomenal world is real. Currently, I have found that R.J. Spina, who comes from the same soul as Saint Germain, states he is a fractal from the same higher self. His knowledge is based on releasing the constant internal dialogue that plagues humanity and separates us from our true, authentic self. I chose to focus on Don Miguel's The Four Agreements and the Fifth Agreement. He identifies as a Toltec teacher and practices as a shaman and truth teller because his work follows 5 simple truths, but of course requires vigilance and practicing constant awareness. You are living in a dream. Your world is made up of labels, concepts, and beliefs, but these labels, concepts, and beliefs are illusions. You are living a dream. This dream has been programmed into you using words through a training process that began the day you were born. Words that came from your parents, your teachers, your communities, and your peers. Words that grew into labels, concepts, and beliefs that define the rules and the boundaries of your reality. But this dream isn't soft or harmless to you. Its illusions are as real and as tangible as the laws of physics. They are the rules that you tell yourself and the people around you. They are the rules that tell you how things are, should, or must be. They help you find order in chaos. You agreed to most of these rules, even though you weren't responsible for them, and even though you didn't really check them. But some of them are useful, but many of them are also inaccurate, unrealistic, or unattainable. They trap you like a fly behind glass, unable to see past the fabric of the dream that constrains you. The most harmful of these agreements reinforce that you are not good enough, that you are constantly failing short of some whimsical idea. The result? The agreements you have made, knowingly and unknowingly, are the fundamental source of suffering and striving in your life. Worse, they make you a vector of suffering in the world around you, and yet you hold on to them, partly because you aren't aware of how arbitrary they are, partly because you don't have any alternatives, mostly because they make you feel safe. And safety, even if it brings suffering, feels better than throwing your world into chaos. It is possible to wake up. But to wake up from this dream, it is possible to re-engineer reality without the endless striving, without the suffering. A person tends to not question their reality until their life is not working. No matter how hard they try, you continue to experience confusion and doubt and feel like you are in a hamster wheel of endless doing that doesn't achieve the results you are wanting to feel inside of yourself. At this point is where you start searching for what truly makes you feel alive and happy. Some will never question their reality and will live their life on the hamster wheel. I have noticed that when people get old and have not followed their true path, they become bitter, close-minded, and unhappy, never achieving their true success, and still not knowing why. You must master 3 skills. Awareness, seeing the dream and its illusions for what they are. Forgiveness, accepting the consequences of the dream in you and in others. And action, dissolving and shaping your dream and the dreams of others into forms of your choosing. What's called the second awakening is the end of suffering, is a state that is often described as enlightenment. The collective power of consciousness is real and scientifically backed and proven. We can harness this power of universal consciousness through meditation to promote a more coherent and peaceful society. Noetic sciences suggest that we are all connected, and the power of this connection can have a huge impact on the earth and everyone in it. Specifically, this connection among people can lower crime and warfare on the planet. Sounds incredible, doesn't it? When a group of people gets together and meditates, it can affect the entire population of a country. What is incredible is that the group meditating needs only to be the size of the square root of 1% of a population to affect its entire population. This is known as the Maharishi effect, and it was propagated by Maharishi Maharishi Yogi, who was an Indian yogi guru known for developing transcendental meditation. Numerous studies repeated over and over again throughout the past decades have attested to this effect. To eliminate chance as a factor, these studies have undergone some of the most rigorous statistical analysis in the world of social sciences. The journey starts with awareness. Simply reading and understanding the truths above is the first step to freedom. But any awareness you now feel will fade fast. Instead of rising above the dream and working on it, you will soon sink back and be sucked into it, perhaps as soon as you stop reading this. Improving your ability to maintain a heightened state of awareness is the only true gateway to enlightenment. Many paths lead to such states of elevated consciousness. Prayer and fasting are common paths in most religions. The Buddha laid a clear path of meditation and mindfulness, and Indigenous American shamans, among others, perfected their own path with plant-based tradition that accelerates the journey through altered states of consciousness. Awareness leads to forgiveness. With awareness and understanding comes forgiveness. Forgiveness from our past and ongoing failures against agreements we still hold. Forgiveness for causing ourselves and those around us to suffer based on those illusions. Forgiveness for causing ourselves and those around us to suffer based on those illusions. Forgiveness for the suffering others caused us as a result of their illusions. This forgiveness is unconditional acceptance, is at the heart of true universal love. The delivery of this one idea alone through a carefully kindled window of awareness, grasping it even for a moment, will lift a crushing weight from your shoulders, a weight you may have long since forgotten you carry. You will fail to live up to your expectations, and so will others. You will make mistakes, as others will too. But being human is complicated. We are all the products of the illusions that make up our realities. Acknowledge that reality, accept yours, and forgive yourself and others, for they know not what they do. From forgiveness comes the strength for action. Forgiveness unlocks the space, energy, and strength needed to reshape your reality by preventing new unwanted agreements from taking root, eliminating old damaging agreements already in place, and programming new agreements that slowly eliminate suffering. This is how you can achieve the 9th and the 10th sacred Indigenous teaching. People must actively participate in the development of their own potential. And the 10th, a person must decide to develop their own potential. The path will always be there for those who decide to travel it. 1. Be impeccable with your word. Words are more powerful than we realize. They are the building blocks of labels, concepts, and beliefs. To avoid creating new harmful illusions, be extremely conservative when using them on yourself or on others. Get in the habit of saying only what you mean and meaning only what you say. When in doubt, say nothing at all. Dismantling these words has required constant vigilance, and to this day, I'm still unraveling its impact on my belief of my self-worth. I set out to prove I was smart, but even with graduating from university with a 4-point GPA, it still spoke to me, telling me I wasn't enough. We all have our stories. We all believe what we were told, even if facts proved otherwise. Words are magic and are spells we put on ourselves and others. Words are expressed as love or fear. They either create or destroy. How we speak to ourselves is the most damaging or life-giving. Are we friends or foe to ourselves? One eye-opening insight that Ruiz states is that we stay in an abusive relationship until the abuser abuses us more than we abuse ourselves. Then we leave. I believe this to be absolutely true and is a testament to our own self-belief and the power of our internal negative dialogue. Therefore, being impeccable with your words involves your own self-talk and inner belief of self. So if you are in an abusive relationship, focus on yourself and loving yourself more fully. Dismantle your domestication of what you have been told you are. By loving yourself more and treating yourself with love and compassion, doing things that make you happy, you will move away from the abuser with inner strength that you did not have before. You must gather inner strength and energy before you leave an unhealthy relationship. Elsewise, you may succumb and return. In his studies, Masaru Emoto found that water exposed to positive words and intentions formed beautiful, symmetrical, crystalline structures when the water was frozen, while water exposed to negative words and intentions formed disorganized, asymmetrical structures. His work proved that words create our outer world, creating changes in the environment. He took polluted water from a river in Japan, and the crystalline structures looked disordered and sick. Then a group of people held hands and sent the polluted water love and prayed. Masato froze the water, and then he looked at the crystalline structures. The structures had changed to a beautiful organized structure, changed back to life and love. This is proof that our words are powerful and have the ability to change ourselves, others, and the world. 2. Don't take anything personally. Remember that the words and actions of others are the product of their own illusory realities or dreams. If you shared the same reality, you would know no better than to act and speak in exactly the same way. Armed with this knowledge, take nothing personally. It will diffuse the power of the words and actions of others to impact you. We all view the world through the lens of our own mind and experiences, our individual perspective. If a group of people witnessed an event, and when asked to recall the event, each person would have a subjective view of the event. I have recalled an event with my daughter, and her take on what took place was very different than my perception. At the time, I was shocked that we had such different stored memories of the same event. This moment reminded me that we all see the same experience from a different lens of observation. 3. Don't make assumptions. Though we know most assumptions are baseless, we often still give them the weight of our full agreement. If we don't ask what they meant, our mind will come up with the reason, and then we will believe our false idea of what occurred. Then the belief will be laid down in our memories as fact. Therefore, if we don't have a clear understanding, our mind will fill in the blanks with what we think they meant, and then this skewed take on the event is laid down as fact. The result? The violation of one-sided expectations is a major source of misunderstanding and suffering at all levels of life. Be aware and wary of your natural tendency to assume things about yourself, others, and the world around you. Instead, look and listen without labels or judgment. Have the courage to ask questions and clarify. 4. Always do the very best you can. Live with maximum possible arete in each moment. Arete is a concept in ancient Greek thought that refers to excellence of any kind, especially a person or thing's full realization of potential or inherent function. The term may also refer to excellence in moral virtue. But don't worry about whether your best now is the same or better than your best yesterday or even 5 minutes ago. Instead, accept that your best will change from moment to moment, depending on the conditions within and around you. Now, do what you can with what you have from where you are. You can ask nothing more yourself. We are domesticated. Social norms and rules are lodged deep within us. Practice awareness to rebel against domestication. Awareness. Practice meditation and mindfulness. Forgiveness. Awareness brings forgiveness. Action. From forgiveness, you will receive the strength to act. The 5th agreement is to question everything, but to also learn to listen. Be skeptical, because most of what you hear isn't true. You know that humans speak with symbols, and that symbols are only the truth because we agree, not because they are really the truth. But the second half of the agreement is learn to listen, and the reason is simple. When you learn to listen, you understand the meaning of the symbols that people are using. You understand their story, and communication improves incredibly. Once you realize that hardly anything you know through symbols is true, then being skeptical has a much bigger meaning. Being skeptical is masterful because it sees the power of doubt to discern the truth. Whenever you hear a message from yourself or from another, simply ask, is it true? The truth doesn't need you to believe it. The truth simply is, and it survives whether you believe it or not. Lies need you to believe them. If you don't believe lies, they don't survive your skepticism, and they simply disappear. The way to be skeptical is just to be aware that the entire humanity believes in lies. You know that humans distort the truth because we are dreaming, and our dream is just a reflection of the truth. Every person distorts the truth, but you don't need to judge what somebody says or call that person a liar. All of us tell lies in one way or another, and it's not just because we want to lie, it's because of what we believe. It's because of the symbols we learned and the way we are applying all of those symbols. Once you are aware of this, the fifth agreement makes a lot more sense, and it can make a very big difference in your life. If you can understand other people's stories and they can understand yours, then together you can create the most beautiful dream. I want you to get comfortable. Imagine your body relaxing, starting with your toes, bringing the feeling of relaxation into your feet, calves, and thighs, then up to your abdomen, lower back, chest, upper back, and shoulders. Next, relax your arms, hands, neck, head, and face. Let the muscles around your jaw and eyes relax. Continue until you feel peaceful, focused, and physically comfortable. Allow your energy to flow easily up and down your spine. Breathe a full breath from your nose into your lungs, fully, expanding your diaphragm. Repeat this breath 2 more times. Placing your hands on your heart and move into your heart, sensing your higher self is truly present within you now. Listen to the following statements and allow them to remember who you are. I am one with the Creator. I am building a body of light. The spiritual path can be one of immense play and deep inner joy. Your higher self loves you unconditionally. There is no limit to the growth and expansion that is possible for you. Spiritual growth is a process of becoming your higher self. Power of light is growing stronger in you every day. Your light is a powerful source of healing. Send light to any area you have discomfort. The light you send others will come back to you multiplied. The universal mind is perfection. It perfectly creates what you think about. You can create miracles. Believe in your success. Picture yourself having what you want. There is a higher purpose to your life, a special contribution you are here to make. You can know the higher will by listening within. Messages from your higher self are loving and gentle, always life-giving. You are a co-creator with the higher will. Things happen easily when you flow with the higher will. Spiritual growth comes as a series of revelations. Love is the doorway to enlightenment. Love creates healing. You strengthen people as you surround them with your loving thought. You attract things and people of a similar vibration. Love people for who they are, not for what you want them to be. You can choose peace no matter how others are acting. All negative emotion shows you where you are not aligned with the vision of your higher self. Say to yourself, I now allow more good things into my life. Everything happens for your higher good. The universe works in perfect ways. Allow people to give to you. Allow people to be any way they want to be. You can grow with more joy and less struggle. Your spiritual growth is the greatest contribution you can make to yourself. What you accept as true will create your reality. It is important to know when to assist people and when not to. One person can make an enormous difference. Let go of your judgments to see beyond illusion. Illusions come from accepting others' thoughts and beliefs without questioning their value to you. Integrity is living the truth you know. All higher self-communication begins in the heart. As you grow spiritually, your words gain more power to affect people. Non-attachment is serving people's higher selves rather than their personality selves. You are not responsible for making people's lives work. They are. As you give freedom to others, you become freer yourself. I am perfect, whole, and complete. It's time to come back into your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Give thanks for this moment with gratitude. When you are ready, open your eyes, feeling energized, clear, and you are ready to move into your day with joy and peace in your heart. Poichka.